name's Craig. Welcome to Magic TV, and this is an update video to let you know what's going to be uploaded onto the Netrix this week. Now, if you didn't know, the Netrix is my online streaming platform. You can go and check it out at www.thenetrix.com. It has hundreds, and I mean hundreds of tricks that are available immediately on launch. You've got masterclasses, you've got tricks not just from me, from people like Kyle Purnell, Justin Miller, you've got masterclasses from David Jonathan, you've got so many amazing people that put content on the Netrix. There's also a sleight section with hundreds of sleights, as well as all the different routines. There's business advice, there's a ton of stuff, and every 2 weeks we upload another 5 tricks, and we have done that ever since we launched. We have never missed an upload. Even over Christmas, we're always able to upload the tricks that we say we're going to upload, which is awesome. Now, this is a video to let you know what we're actually uploading today onto the Netrix. So today is upload day, and I'm going to let you know exactly what's coming up. Now, today, 5 card routines from me, 5 unpublished card routines that I have never, ever published before. Now, the first one is called Thanks to Derren, and the reason is this is my handling of a sleight that Derren Brown published in the Devil's Picture book. And a lot of you might know that sleight. It's a wonderful sleight where you apparently deal down the deck, and when they say stop, you deal the card on top of another card, and what ends up happening is that you've got a prediction that matches. It's a very difficult move. It's a move that I actually really struggled with, and no matter how hard I tried, I couldn't make it look good. And it was only when I actually developed my own handling of this particular move that it became really easy for me. And the way that I do this move, it becomes almost self-working, and it's got a real retention of vision. Now, what I've done is I've taught a routine on the Netrix this week called Thanks to Derren, which is a coincidence routine with 2 spectators, one of which is taking the role of a mind reader, and it ends up with a 4-of-a-kind production. But the purpose of this routine is to teach this sleight. And if you've ever wanted to learn the original sleight by Derren from the Devil's Picture book and you've struggled, I think you'll find this sleight very, very easy to learn. Now, the second routine that I want to talk about is Gambler versus Magician versus Mentalist. Now, this is the routine that I do when I'm doing walk around magic and I need to really quickly go from one group to another group to another group. And the reason, very, very simply, is because this has got about 10 or 12 moments of magic, and it's about a 4-minute routine. It uses a regular deck of cards. There's no gimmicks, there's no extras, and there is so much magic that happens. You've got a prediction in there. You've got a 4-of-a-kind production in there. You've got a location of various different cards in there. You've got color changes. You've got cards changing in the hands of the spectators, and all the while this is happening, you're setting yourself up for the finale, which is a color changing deck kicker. And at the end of the routine, you're left with a regular deck of cards that you can use in any other trick. This is a 1,000 timer for me, and I've been using it for a long time, never published it until today. It's got a really cool, strong hook, and it's a really strong routine as well. So that's number 2. Number 3 is Double ACAAN. Now, Double ACAAN is my handling of the any card at any number with a regular deck of cards. Now, get this, because this is exactly what happens. You have somebody, you take a regular deck of cards, no gimmicks, no shuffle deck in use. You have them name any card. There is no force. That card is lost into the pack. They take the cards and they shuffle the cards themselves. Once they've shuffled them, you don't change the order. They take the cards, they think of any number, no force, and they deal that number of cards down into your hand. Immediately, you show that the card at that number is their card. You then repeat it, and you lose that card into the deck again. You give them the cards, and you tell them to deal out the number again, and this time, the card ends up face up. It's a really cool 2-phase Double ACAAN. Now, I've taught this to magicians in the past at lectures, and a lot of magicians use this just for the first phase, because the first phase is super strong on its own. But if you combine it with the second phase, it's absolutely killer. Regular deck of cards, no gimmicks, no extras, anytime, anywhere, shuffle deck in use. It's a really strong way of doing any card at any number. Now, the next routine, I'm looking over at my notes. What else have we got, Jack?
Monteific.
Monteific. Oh my gosh, right. Monteific is my favorite 3-card Monty routine. I love 3-card Monties through the years. I've done Corner of Piccadilly. I've done the Color Monty. I've done various different variations of Color Monty. I love Monty routines. I kind of collect them, right? This is my favorite because once again, it uses a regular deck of cards. I want you to imagine this, because this is exactly what happens. The spectator chooses which two cards are going to be the kind of the distraction cards. Let's say the two red eights. And earlier on, they've picked a card and signed it and lost it in the pack. And then they take out a court card as well. So let's say we're using a jack and two red eights. You then go into a 4-phase Monty routine. Each phase is incredibly fair because you're showing where the card is meant to be every time. In fact, in the second, third and fourth phase, the money card is face down and the other two cards are face up, and yet still they can't get it right. For the finale of the routine, you put just the money card in their hand. And you ask them where it is, and they tell you it's in their hand, and when they turn it over, it's the signed card, and the money card's back reversed in the deck from the very beginning. This is a killer version of 3-card Monty. No gimmicks, no gaffs, no sticky stuff, no rough and smooth, no nothing. Just a regular deck of cards, and you are good to go. And it's an instant reset because it's a shuffled deck of cards in use. So that is 4. Have I talked about 4 there, Jack? I've talked about Gambler versus Magician versus Mentalist. I've talked about Thanks to Derren. I've talked about Double ACAAN. I've talked about Monteific. So the final one is Blank Lies. And Blank Lies is a packet trick. Now imagine having somebody name a card, having somebody think of a card, and then taking out a packet of cards and telling them that you're going to use this packet of cards as kind of like a bit of a lie detector. And you ask them a couple of questions. They can answer in any way that they want to. And when they answer, no matter what they say, they're going to end up with their card that they freely named, which is super cool. But every other card is completely and totally blank. And by the way, it's totally examinable. It's a really cool packet trick that I know you guys are going to love. So those are the 5 routines that are going up on the Netrix today. You're going to see some trailers next. If you want to go ahead and join the Netrix, you can do so. It's a 28-day rolling contract. You can cancel anytime you want to. As soon as you join, you've got access to everything. If you join at silver level, you've got access to a 1.5 years of VMCs, which are virtual magic clubs where we actually hang out online every week for a couple of hours, and we do magic with each other and talk about magic, and all of those are in the archives, as well as all of the tricks, all of the sleights, all of the business advice, everything. We got a 0.01% cancellation rate because nobody wants to cancel. But if you want to join the Netrix, you can do so by going to www.thenetrix.com. Try it out for a month and see what you think. See what all the fuss is about. But here's the trailers for the 5 tricks that are being uploaded today. If you're a Netrix member, let me know in the community what you think, or let me know below what you think of the routines that we've uploaded this week. And if you're not a member, perhaps I'll see you in the Netrix. Either way, thanks very much for watching. I'll see you again soon. Don't forget there's a 5x5 tonight. I'll see you there. My name's Craig from Magic TV. So guys, this is Blank Lies, and this is a really super cool packet trick that's very easy to do, but packs a real punch. It's basically a lie detector routine with a blank finish. So the idea is that you have somebody pick a card, they look at the card, they remember the card, and then you give them you then give them a lie detector test. And no matter what they say, you're going to nail their card every single time. The cool part is every other card in the deck ends up completely and totally blank, and everything's examinable. Now on the routine, I'm also going to talk about how you can actually do this with a freely named card instead of a force card. I'm going to talk about how you can incorporate this into a full deck routine as well. This is a super fun routine to perform. It's very easy. You'll be doing it almost immediately. I can't wait for you to learn it. This is Blank Lies. Hey guys, this is Double ACAAN. So what is Double ACAAN? Well, Double ACAAN is one of my favorite impromptu, anytime, anywhere tricks because it uses just a regular deck of cards. Now get this, I'm not embellishing this at all. You have a deck shuffled by a spectator. They have a free choice of naming any card. There is no force. Then they shuffle the card into the pack themselves. Once they've shuffled it, you're not going to change the order of any card in the pack. They then name any number, no force. They deal the cards themselves to that chosen number, and you show that the card at that position is their card. And you can stop right there and you've got an absolute miracle on your hands, or you can take this to the next level. And if you do choose to take it to the next level, you're then going to have the card lost back into the pack again. And once it's lost back into the pack, you're going to give them the cards and you're going to name another number. And when they do, they're going to name that same number and then they're going to deal down to that number. And when they do, the card's going to appear there again, but face up in a face down pack. Guys, this is the sort of thing that miracles are made of. I am super proud of this. It's one of my favorite ACAANs of all time. Oh, and by the way, did I tell you, it's a regular deck of cards, no gimmicks, no extras, anytime, anywhere. I'm not kidding. Grab yourself a deck of cards and we're going to go for this. This is double ACAAN. So guys, this is Gambler versus Magician versus Mentalist. And if you are looking for an action-packed, multi-phase routine with a regular deck of cards that packs small and plays big, this is absolutely the routine for you. Everything's examinable at the end. It's a very small setup. It's instantly reset to the next table and you're left with a regular deck of cards that you can go into any other routine that you want to go into. And there's so many moments of magic. The narrative, the hook of telling the audience the difference between a gambler and a magician and a mentalist allows you to perform so many really cool sequences. There's predictions, there's color changes, there's triumphs, there's a color changing deck kicker at the end. There is so much going on in this routine. If you are in a situation where you're having to perform to a lot of people and you've only got time to do one routine for those people, you want to look into Gambler versus Magician versus Mentalist, because people are going to think when they watch this that they have seen like 10 or 12 moments. 10 or 12 tricks, because there's so many moments of magic. This is like a mini act and all it needs is a deck of cards and you are ready to go. I love this. This is a 1,000 timer for me and I think it will be as well. So grab yourself a deck of cards and let's learn Gambler versus Magician versus Mentalist. Hey guys, want to see my favorite 3-card Monty? Well, you're about to. This is Monteific. What is Monteific? Well, first of all, let me tell you, this is a regular deck of cards. No gimmicks, no extras. Everything's examinable. Everything resets. There's no table required. It happens in the hands of the spectators and it is mind-blowing. And unlike a lot of Monty routines, there is a kicker ending that they never see coming. So the whole idea is that you take out a money card. They choose the money card, no force. You also take out 2 other cards to mix up with them. Again, they choose them, no force, and they sign a card which is left in the deck for later on. There's a multi-phase routine where every single time they try and follow the money card and they can't. The money card even turns face down in a face up spread and they still can't find it. And just when they think that the whole routine's over, you end up with a production of the signed card right at the very end of the routine. This is commercial gold, and I know that anybody watching this that's a worker is going to take this and put it straight into their act. I love it, and I know you're going to love it as well. Get ready. This is Monteific. Hey guys, this is a routine called Thanks to Derren. And why is it called Thanks to Derren? Well, very, very simply, this is my approach to a sleight that Derren Brown published in the Devil's Picture book many, many years ago. Now, this sleight is incredible. And when you see certain magicians do it and cardicians do it, it looks amazing. It's a sleight I've always struggled with. And then several years ago, I changed the approach to this sleight. I changed the way that it was done to make it more accessible for me. And since doing that, this is a sleight that I've used in my professional work all of the time. In this course, I'm going to teach you an amazing application of this sleight. It's a coincidence routine that ends up with a 4-of-a-kind production. But the real goal is that you're going to learn how to take Derren's original sleight from the Devil's Picture book and how to actually change it and make it more accessible so that it's a lot easier to do and the retention is amazing. Guys, I'm super excited for you to learn this. I've never published this before and I can't wait for you to see my application of this move. So without further ado, go press play and let's learn Thanks to Derren.